Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're live here. You're seeing a little action on the track right now as actually qualifying is coming to a close. The Sim500 Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series. And no, it's not an oval track. It's some road racing here. And this is actually a track that actually the Xfinity Series in real life run on. And, you know, I never thought that they would. Road America. And we've talked in the past, Alex, about fabricated road courses and real. This one is a long-standing road course. Has been around for a very long time, and one of the American road courses. There's not many American road courses that are run like on the IMSA or Block Pane series.
Yeah, I'm just looking up the facts about this track right now, Joe, actually. And like you said, this is not one of those, like I use my fabricated word there. So to put it in perspective for people, it's I call fabricated is kind of like pretty much not like Sonoma, Watkins Glen, Riverside back in the day, Road America like we're racing at tonight. More like, I guess you could say Charlotte Roval. I mean, you could count Daytona, but the Daytona road course has been around for a long, long time too. So, that one's kind of borderline, but fabricated is more towards, I'd say, Roval or something like that. But like you said, this track's been around since, as I'm looking right here, it says 1950 it was built. And she's long. It's about a 4-mile lap here.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting. You know, there's going to be no cautions on. I know in the real racing they do, but in iRacing they have that option. They're going to do the, you know, whether or not they want full course caution. None of that. So another interesting thing here tonight, folks, you're going to see up there on the top of the ticker, very top corner, there'll be no laps here. It is a timed event, so that's indicative of a true road race. And you know, I've broadcasted some, I've watched a lot of it. I always mention GT3 cars a lot when I talk about road racing, because I love that aspect of it. And actually on the sim, that's really what I love driving the most is the GT3 GTE style cars. But yeah, in real world, most road races except for NASCAR are timed event, so it's 75 minutes, and so it's unique to see with time, see how the time passes by.
We definitely will, and I like that aspect of it, how they're doing the time instead of the laps, as I'm tripping over my own tongue over here currently, but no, I like that. And like you said, it's definitely not NASCAR-esque to do that.
No.
But these guys are throwing it in, and I think it'll be pretty cool. This is my first time personally ever doing one that's a timed one instead of having a lap count. So, I mean, I'm excited. I think it'll be pretty cool. And this is the first time broadcasting for Road America for me, but I've actually been there.
Oh, okay, cool.
She's maybe about 2.5, 3 hours away from where I'm at back home. Took a nice little trip up there and went to go visit and see some things happen. So I've been there in person.
And I'm gonna tell you, some of the races they've had in real world here in the Xfinity Series, because the one thing they have implemented over the years with NASCAR is rain running. They only do it in road courses and so forth. So they have run the Xfinity Series race when it started raining, and it was very interesting to watch some of those guys. Very treacherous for them a lot, as it should be. You know, raining and racing. To me, I've always said raining and racing just really don't go hand in hand, because, and I know people are fascinated with the fact that for some reason racing in the rain fascinates them. I look at that as racing is pushing a car to the limit as fast as you can go. to the control of what you can control. All right, I mean, or to out of control, and trying to get that top speed that you can and be first. When it's raining, you can't do that. I don't care who you are, how good you are, what kind of equipment you are. Mother Nature's not going to let you do it. Period. There's no way to push that car to the limit. But now I will say that driving skill has to step up a little bit in that aspect, because then you can't push the car to the limit, and you got to more off drive it a little bit. So I don't know. Just my kind of things. I feel like when it rain versus dry, I'd rather have dry.
Yeah, I personally would too. I mean, it's always fun to see people driving sideways sometimes, but
yeah.
but that doesn't make for ideal, obviously, racing, and I mean, because it's unideal racing conditions for these cars. I mean, other types of racing, they'll race through the rain because who cares?
Sure.
And they're not going to stop.
And I put it as a thing too, is it really, if rain falls, obviously we're not going to see rain here on the sim, folks, so it's really a minute thing. I mean, iRacing hasn't implemented that yet. Day-night transitions, yes, but then again, you're not going to get that NASCAR here anyways, even though this track would be run at nighttime on a normal road race, because those road race cars have headlights, and NASCAR cars don't have headlights. I got a feeling that's coming in a couple years. If they keep up with this road race stuff, they're going to have to eventually somehow put some lights in these things. And then you get into that whole subject of, and I know it's been brought up several times, is brake lights. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and somebody correct me out there if I'm wrong, or maybe you can look this up during the race, in real life there is some sort of a brake light that they have implemented on these Xfinity cars. I remember seeing something there. So again, it takes me back to the light thing. I think in another couple of years, if they keep with this road course venue that they're going, or whatever, I think that's something that NASCAR and real life racing will look at, and obviously iRacing's going to follow along suit as a sim.
I'm actually looking it up right now.
I swore I seen something, and I think it's Xfinity or something, where it's not tail lights, obviously brake lights. It's just a light that lights up when they do brake. And I think they do it in the rain part of it, because it is hard to see in the rain. I think that's why they do it. It's only on road courses and whatnot. So, yeah. Anyways, we're set to go green. Road America here tonight, folks. Sim500 Ford Entertainment Group. And if you're looking for a good PC, check out Jeffrey Ford over there at Ford Entertainment Group. He'll definitely get you hooked up. He does some outstanding work. He specializes mostly in sim racing built style PCs, but he can pretty much build about anything you want. And if you're looking for some sim equipment, definitely check him out. As we got Daniel Falkenham up front, EJ O'Rourke. The one thing about these guys here, there's a lot of guys in this league here that know how to get around road courses.
And one thing too, to kind of bounce off of that, or keep bouncing with it, whatever you want to call it, with you saying that some of these guys know how to roll around these road courses pretty well, is there could be some pretty stiff competition here tonight then.
There could be, yes. I mean, obviously you're going to see some guys that, I hate to say it, going to struggle. But then again, you will see your road course ringer, so to speak. So here we go, out of the turn. Pace car is going to jump off. Get that nice Porsche style car. They'll go down the long straightaway where they will get some speed heading off into that turn one. The green flag's about to fly here. Tonight, we're racing Road America style here.
Yeah, I was going to say, that pace car definitely looks kind of fun.
He does.
I mean, I'd roll all around in a Porsche pace car. She'd be pretty fun.
Well, they head off into turn one. Everybody looks pretty good. Turn one at this track, you can actually do a side-by-side maneuver here. One thing about it on road racing, you got to set them up for the pass. Daniel Falkenham takes it out front. Locking the brakes up a little bit right there is Doey Woods. That's something that you're going to have to contend with as a driver. Something, you're not used to in an oval style. You just, making these things slow down, and you have to get those brake bias right and get your brakes, everything done right on your brakes. Plus you need to get them, broke in. 3 wide almost in the turn.
Yeah, I don't think 3 wide usually goes too well at road courses. Sometimes she works out very. Usually those circumstances of 3 wide are a little bit more few and far in between, is how I'll put it. Usually they don't happen very often, and it can spell some nasty trouble though for everyone involved in it, possibly. So, and when they come across over here,
you might need that.
yeah,
forgot about that. My bad.
There we go.
Well, right now everybody's looking pretty patient. Coming around the track here, and like I say, one thing that these guys got to keep in mind is they're all, always shifting, always on brakes. This track here, we've talked about being technical style tracks, like we've had Sonoma in the past, and also Watkins Glen, and then we talk about the Roval. I would say Roval and Sonoma being more of a technical oriented track. They've got those elevations, really, really sharp style turns. Road America and Watkins Glen. Now, Watkins Glen really is kind of more of I would say a momentum style. All road courses are technical, but when I say technical track, I mean very technical, as in the elevation, and a lot of sharp in style turns. This track here has some long style straightaways to it, so you can get up to speed. It has some sweeping style turns. It has a few, sharper style turns here, but, like turns like turn one's kind of sweeping. So almost like Watkins Glen, as opposed to like Sonoma, where you're always shifting, always on the brake. You got little turns here and there, very sharp style S turns. So you're always modulating up and down with that one. And it's kind of the same with the Roval once you get on the infield side of it. That back stretch is actually kind of big. So, but yeah, it's something that these guys are going to have to pay attention with. And some guys are better at it than others. You're going to have to set that, looks like Anthony Calatone's off the track, though. Let's go back and see what happened to him. It's him in the black car right there. Yep, just locked the brakes up, overshot the turn.
And that's a pretty good spot where you can expect that to happen probably more than once here tonight. Going into turn 5 right there, especially after that long stretch right there that they're going on after turn 3. And I guess you can call that a little whoop right there, turn 4. But they consider it turn 4. But coming into turn 5, that 90 left, I could definitely see some more people shooting off like that. There's a couple spots where they do have that long stretch and then a harder-ish turn. But you're right, talking about how
oh, big crash.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we were just watching right there. That's looks like, let's go back here. Looks like Randy Yoakum went off the track. Well, that's Randy Yoakum right there. So actually it was where Eric Arnold and them was. Let's go back and watch. You were sitting there talking, and I just started seeing cars go everywhere. Watch it one more time here. That involved, looks like Eric Arnold, Jeff Ryan, Kevin Brown was involved in that one. And we'll see what started this kind of mayhem here. They shoot up out of that turn. Oh, Eric got into the wall. And then, man, went head over heels. He was upside down. Ouch. Hard hit. That's going to do their day in.
Yeah, I was going to say, that probably will park that puppy for a little bit.
Look at Daniel Falkenham. He's got a 3.5 second lead already, on 4 second lead over EJ. Daniel's one of them that I was talking about, who I know runs some road races here on iRacing. So, not unfamiliar with how to get around road courses. Very phenomenal driver. And we know, he knows how to win. But, like I've said this before, even with 4 seconds on an oval, that's an eternity. That's a huge lead. 4 seconds on a road course, not so much. If he goes, let's say in this turn right here, runs off the track, hits into that, gets out there into the sand part, you could cut that 4 seconds down in one sweeping turn like that right there.
You absolutely can. And another point I want to make, especially about the track here, we'll go with the true, not fabricated road course kind of discussion again. The turtles, quote unquote, / rumble strips are not as prevalent here as they are at Charlotte Roval or Daytona road course. And just looking at how some of these guys are going around, looking at them, because they're just not big things where if you hit it, you're playing hopscotch with the car. You know what I mean?
Now, we call them I call them rumble strips, and that's what they call them in racing. They call them turtles over at the Charlotte road course, and I guess it's because they're a little bit higher and bigger. Well, you still could step one of these cars up into the sky. Not so much here. These are more flatter type rumble. Just they're flat rumble strips, just to let you know, hey, look, you're heading towards off of the surface, just enough of that number. And sorry about that, folks. I said 75 minutes at the beginning of this one. Actually, it's a 60-minute race tonight. So it is a timed event. You can look it up right there. If you look at the top, the ticker, it actually is counting down. We're 52 minutes left into it. So basically how it goes is pretty much the clock winds down. You get what you can get. And then once, let's say they cross the line, it takes them 2 minutes to get around this track, okay? If they cross the line cross the start-finish line, and there's anything less than 2 minutes, that's pretty much going to be your white flag, something like that. So sometimes I get a little confused on the timed events and what's white, what's last lap. So don't worry about that when we get down there, but Daniel Falkenham right now has got this thing sailing. He's extending that lead on EJ right now. And Anthony Calatoni again off the track. Let's go back and watch it.
This is the same spot.
Yes, it is. Over, and right there is basically one, just carrying too much speed into the turn, and you're locking those brakes up. Could be a brake bias issue. Or like what I just said, pretty much you're just overdriving the turn. And that, well, the only way to correct that in road racing, folks, and you've heard me say this term, is back the turn up. And the thing with the technique behind that is slow in, fast off is what they talk about in road racing a lot. Which means if you're having trouble, overdriving a turn, back that thing up, basically let off the throttle a lot sooner going into the turn, or start, easing on the brake. Don't slam down the brake and whatnot. So it could be a multitude of things that he needs to adjust. And you see Joey Katina right there spinning off the track too. Boy, he was right there in front of Anthony. Let's go back and watch that one more time. Wow, it's just action all over the track.
There is. So, right here, looking over for the overhead. This turn right here is called the kink.
He almost lost it right there, but it's right before you say that, coming in here is almost the same thing we was just talking about, just overdrove the turn, braking. Yeah, right there. That's brake bias. I guarantee you that right there, Alex, is the brake bias adjustment of how you hit it. Now, scientifically wise, real quick, I'm not 100%. I used to when I raced a lot of road racing, folks. I could tell you what all the toe and boy, Anthony Calatoni's just having a night. the toe, and there you see, we just saw Justin watch this replay again, the toe and all that stuff and brake body. But I know that if you go forward on it, it will, to bring the back end, I believe it is. It's one way you can bring the back end around, the other way it actually pushes going into the turn. And so either way you need to adjust it is what you need to. Need a balance between the two. And you can see Anthony's just not having the night he wants. And wow.
Maybe, I mean, some of these guys are, what, looking at the ticker, we got a good amount of guys already out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Kevin
five
Brown,
guys out.
Yeah, Eric Arnold, Jeff Ryan, Kevin Brown, Randy Yoakum, Brian Wortman, unfortunately, and Justin Fuller, all out of the race so far.
So the track, she has no mercy.
No.
Is how I will put it. She had no mercy for
Now,
anybody.
you were about to talk about a turn right there. You said the kink and all, and that's the thing about road courses is they're kind of, again, I'm not up on all the lingo of what's what in all the road courses because I don't do a lot of the broadcast of them. But it is unique, and obviously one road course I am familiar with, Inland Rouge, which is Spa, which is the uphill turn. So I do know that one very well. But you were talking about some names here on the track.
Yeah, we got, there's a couple little things here on this overhead that I'm looking at. If you want to stick with someone for a lap, I can go through them.
I'm watching this replay here. It said EJ went off track. Let's see what happened because Tommy Ryan got around him for second. Let's watch real quick and see what happened to EJ right fast. Because obviously he's going to turn one again. Looks like he just broke the turn. Yeah, and that's a high-speed turn there, so that's really easy to do. But they're getting to the point now where those brakes are probably fading and so forth and so on. But, yeah, we're right here with Mike Kelly for a few.
Okay, so looking at that, it looks like he's going into the carousel. Nope, never mind. That was it? No. I'm just trying to familiarize myself with where he is right now. Hold on just a sec. Oh, no, he's coming. Now he's coming to the carousel turn. This is what they call the carousel. The big sweeping left turn that goes around. Coming up through the bend, this is turn 10 he just exited out of. Up to turn 11, which they call the kink. That, kaboom. Right there, coming out. They call this little stretch here.
That's a high-speed turn. You see them things coming out of sideways.
Yeah. That right here, this little sweeping left is called the kettle bottoms. And this one here, the Canada corner.
The what corner?
Canada.
Oh, okay, so we're going to Canada. All right.
This Thunder Valley where he's in, the Bill Mitchell Bend he's in right now. Ba-boom. Turn 14 coming up. Doesn't have a name.
Just turn 14. All right, last turn.
14.
Last turn.
And then
long straightaway.
Yep, the Road America Straight.
Okay. All right.
And
there you go.
I always feel like it's a movie like a San Francisco kind of thing where cars are going up the hill and then they come over the peak at the cross street and they just fly through the air. I'm always hoping I'd see a car fly through there.
Probably happened.
Could. Turn 1 ain't got a name. Technically this right here is turn 2. This right here, turn 3, ain't got a name either.
Yeah, not all of them are going to have names. I mean, that's kind of just something that's unique to some of the tracks. But I just know a lot of road courses have unique names. Again, folks, I haven't really read up on a lot of them. I'm not up on it, so I'll admit it. But I do enjoy road racing just because I like the technical aspect of it. What it takes to get around here, especially with one of these cars. You know, you're talking about a 3,500 pound car in real life. You know, might as well just say an iRacing 2. And it basically, this is a brick on wheels trying to get around the car. This is not a well-defined road racing machine. Again, like what a GT3 or an LMP car would be. Those things are built for road racing. And I mean, there goes Mike Kelly off the track. Doesn't take much. A little bit off the track right there, and he looks a little slick. Got pit stops happening too.
Yeah, he was looking a little slippery last couple turns, looking at him as he's going through. Now he's got Howard right here behind him in his Kit Kat machine, trying to capitalize on the slickness, as you could say. As
they come out of that turn, they just flying out of that. I mean, they look like carrying so much speed out of that turn. That's a good shot right there to show that those cars are just kind of, looks like they're gliding coming out of that turn. It always amazes me that, you know, because, and you can just see, well, he's fighting the wheel in that car. Mike is right now. Actually, see, we go in the cockpit with him, and it was always to give you an idea of what these guys. Yeah, I mean, he's wheeling that thing around here, muscling it. You don't think now in real racing? Yes, I mean, yeah, these guys got to be athletes to run these cars around. Right there, he's chasing it, but even on the sim with the force feedbacks, after a while of doing this, shifting up and down, and then wheeling that thing around, you just see him right there. He shifted again down. Same with the 9000, went back down. Now he's having to shift again. There, he shifted all the way down. I don't know what quite gear he's in. He's probably in third gear, probably there. Third, or I don't know if I'm going to get down to second. They might get to second on a fixed setup here. Some of these turns they will get down to second gear and whatnot, but yeah, he's going to be tired after 60 minutes of wheeling like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were talking about some guys taking pit stops, and I was going to say maybe he might be coming in the next lap or two because he might need some help with those tires, but I don't know.
Oh,
not
exactly
EJ,
EJ crashing. EJ O'Rourke crashing. Remember, he was up front. My little chart over here telling me I got a couple guys off track, but EJ up here in the same turn, and he just locked her down. So here again, it seems like that turn there is becoming a problem, and that is a high-speed turn. And you really, to me, that turn there, you're carrying quite a bit of speed going into that turn, more so than maybe not more so than turn one, but that turn is more of a sharper base turn than turn one. So you've got to come way down on the speed, and you're really gonna have to back that thing up. That's a really deceiving style turn right there that I've seen a lot of guys get caught on so far tonight.
And carrying that speed, so turn one, like you said, isn't angled as much. It looks like it's a little bit less than 90 degrees.
And I don't know what Anthony's doing. He's mowing the grass.
He's just trying to make sure he hits all the wickets.
Absolutely. Again, I take that back to some guys, you know, they love road racing, some not so much. I have not drove a road race in a while, I'll be honest with you, Alex. So it's been a little bit.
Well, I have no experience on road races either, so... Well, I mean, not either, because obviously you do. But I have none.
Now, right there, same turn, Brian Wortman. Now, problem on his end right there wasn't so much carrying a lot of speeds. He got into the grass before he could get slowed down, or the sand up there, and pretty much he just couldn't get slowed down. That car just was like breaking on ice once that happened right there. But yeah, those guys are carrying a lot of speed in that turn, so they're gonna have to definitely figure out something.
Yeah, they will. And to continue on with that talk really quick, that turn 5 right there, right after that stretch right there that we keep seeing people overshoot, she brakes a little bit harder than 90.
Yes.
So she like you were saying, man, she's a tight turn. But here we're looking at
Daniel Falkenham, our leader. He's got a 16-second lead over Tommy Ryan, and he's dominating. And that's just that turn right there. That shot Shows just how much speed they're carrying in there. It looks cool when they come flying around it.
It does.
But he's so smooth. Let's ride along with him and see, just how much I know he's going to be fighting it too, fighting the car. Because, I mean, obviously it's just a big car you're going to fight. But let's just see how much more smoother he might be around here. You can see right there, just already shows not really, fighting the car. He's hitting his marks. He's going way out, coming in, hitting the apex of the turn right there. You want to kind of diamond into the turns when you go in. So basically, you kind of sweep out and kind of sweep back in and whatnot. So ride this lap with him. Our leader here, Daniel Falkenham, just to give you an idea. See, he starts rolling it way down, cuts in. He's very smooth right there. Not really fighting the wheel a lot. Even on an older set of tires, here's a really turn you really got to get kind of on the binders. And again, just looking smooth. Yeah, you always got to correct a little bit coming out. And here's the treacherous turn. You're doing some speed here. You're doing probably the speed you are like on that front stretch. Here's where you need to start braking right now. And a lot of these guys are starting braking way back. You see, actually, he was back there braking way far back. That's what I was talking about. So look, he was just deadly smooth coming through there, Alex. And there's kind of a blind turn. You can really, right before you get to that sign, you might want to think about starting to brake, hit the gears. Another thing with road racing, you do not want to shift in the turn. Always want to make your shifts before you get to the turns, and you will see that right there. Boom. You'll see you try not to hit the brakes in the middle of the turn. Wait till the car squares up and is straight before you get back on the throttle. That is just all technique. And right now, I mean, Daniel Falkenham is looking very smooth around this track. Alex, I don't see anywhere that he's making a huge mistake so far.
I haven't either. And talking about him hitting his marks and those pieces that you were talking about, like, not shifting in the turn, not hitting the brakes in the middle of the turn, making sure the car is straight until you get back on the gas.
Perfect example right there. I mean, you saw he did not. I mean, I got a little wiggly, but he did not. You didn't see the RPM start to climb until that rear end was almost straightened up. So you watch this right here. Watch the RPM gauge. He's steady. As soon as it gets straight, then it goes up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to time that right. Make it out of the turn. Make it smooth.
Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. That's what they taught me in the Marine Corps.
That's all right. There you go. He is definitely fast tonight. And Ryan Howard crashing. Let's go back and watch what happened to Ryan. He was running 5th or so. And he just overdrove the turn a little bit. That thing just kept coming on around. I'm going to do donuts in the grass. It just says he wrecked somewhere else up the track there. So we'll keep on with the replay here and see what happens. You got to look. Once he gets in that grass, those tires are still slick a little bit. And you get the debris off of them. iRacing does have that dynamics to it. So let's see. He has a mishap somewhere in one of these other turns. Looking pretty straight so far. I like that shot right there. It shows the speed of those cars. Yeah, it shows the speed of those cars when you come out of it. It's awesome. Yes, I'm not sure. It looks pretty smooth from here on out. So, all right. Back here live on him and see what he's doing. He's still running in 5th place though.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at the ticker, seeing a couple more guys getting out of here. Like I said, track ain't got no mercy, and just sometimes road racing ain't how some people like to roll, you know?
No, not really. That looks like Joseph Burgess off the track here. Let's see what happened to him. Back
You
in
can
the
even
back
see
here.
from here that shot back there at the turn, then flying off it.
Mm-hmm. He's got the leader coming up on him there, Daniel Falkenham, and I think maybe he just like, go ahead. He probably didn't want to get caught in the turn right there, is what it looked like.
Oh, looks like they got multiple landscaping crews out there tonight.
Yeah. There's our Scott Simley, calling Scott Smiley. Not doing too much smiling tonight. Looks like he's already punched the lip on that car. So, there's a lot of guys right there. He's coming out of the turn a little bit sideways himself.
I'm just curious as to when I'm expecting a pit stop here to come
Good question.
around. 'Cause
Well,
like you said,
60-minute race. I mean, I imagine they're going to go 20 minutes.
Well, they're already past 20 minutes.
Oh, well, no, I mean 30 minutes. My bad, 30.
I could definitely see that.
Cut it in half because remember they run 100% fuel here. So it's usually if these things go green, which this one will go green, but normally we've seen a lot of races here at Sim500 go green, and when they do, we see a lot of guys one stop in the race. You know, a couple of them might two stop it, but we've seen some guys do one stop before.
It's a strategy that's worked out pretty well for some of these guys. I remember one of the races we had here maybe about a month ago or so. You had that duo. I think it was Jose and one other guy, if I remember correctly. Did that? They split it in half, and they actually finished pretty well.
They did, yeah. I mean, sometimes it works out that way. You know, you get a few things, work your way, and so forth and so on. So, yeah, absolutely, definitely, right there. What's up, Lena? How you doing out there? Good evening or good morning? Which is it for you? I know you're in Australia, so is it? I'm gonna say because I think y'all are 12 hours ahead, so it's got to be probably going afternoon. Oh, I know it'd be morning time because it's almost 10 o'clock here. That's right. We got them all over the world, you know.
You got fans everywhere.
Mike Kelly is on pit road though. First to come on pit road. I mean, this guy right here pretty much can come in anytime he wants. He's got a 20-second lead. And he's not going to give up much anything, you know, right there. So that's a huge lead.
Yeah, that's quite a few mishaps consecutively to even think about catching that.
Yeah. Joey Katina went off track here. Let's go back and watch, see what happened. Joey's
Coming
boss
up right
man here
here.
at Sim500. Yeah, he's coming up on your, is that Canadian corner?
That would be the Canadian corner right here.
Canadian corner.
Into Thunder Valley.
In the Thunder Valley. Hopefully, and it looks like it might be thundering on him and rained a little bit.
Lightning can sometimes strike twice.
And it did right there. He's able to hold it straight though.
Yeah,
Tommy
he will.
Ryan a second. Yeah.
Old Tommy.
Yeah, look good. We're in second place. Not a lot you can do on the road race. I mean, you pretty much, that's one thing about, you know, racing on the oval side, a lot of times you're racing a lot of competitors on the track. In road racing, you're really racing the track. I would say 80% of it's racing the track, 20% of it's probably racing the drivers on the track. And unless it's just a restart or the start of the race where everybody's bunched up. But once you get into the race like we are now, you're pretty much as a driver racing the track and racing what you need to do. And I guess that's the appeal to some when it comes to road racing, is like Tommy right here, pretty much is racing his own race with time and trying to see what time can I make up on the guy in front of me and make sure that I'm making up more time on the guy behind me. And I'm hitting my marks and all. Here also plays into that word I always like using, mental mistakes. Really, really easy to have mental mistakes on a track like this because you've got so much going on.
You absolutely are right, Joe. And I will tie that into finesse. Word you like to use at these kind of tracks, finesse.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You finesse your way around the track and you hit your marks and do all that jazz, and she can work out for you.
Or it can work against you. Mike Kelly who said it was off the track. We're watching this replay here. Remember, he just made his pit stop. Well, that's just, man, look at that. Oh, man, he just carried a lot of speed right there and just went into the grass. Man, that thing just like a rocket ship coming off that turn.
Not adjusted to the new tires yet.
Yeah. Oh, man, such a deceiving turn. And it's coming downhill too. That's a downhill turn. So not only you're carrying a huge amount of speed, but it's a downhill turn. So you've got to get those brakes and get that car wound down even more. Not like turn one where it's more flat, not really downhill, uphill or something. But that turn is downhill, so you really got to woe that car up.
And that brings me back to the fabricated versus not fabricated road course discussion, elevation change.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely, because I know Charlotte Roval, flat as can be. This track,
except for the bank, except for the high bank part of it that I see.
Right, and that's where I was like, okay, they kind of make up for it with adding some banking. But, it's a different factor you got to bring in. Woo-wee! Joey Katina.
Yeah, that's a good spin. We got to give him a 9-1 on that one. That was a...
Yeah, he stuck the landing, too.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a good one there, Joey.
The judges award you no points. God have mercy on your soul. little Billy Madison.
Oh, man. Well, again, we take it back to some guys are probably just like, I'm here because of points. Not because I really enjoy it. I know some are probably out here like it, but, now Daniel Falkenham, and I've said it before, he's run road courses as more pit stops, like Dowie Wood, Steve Richards, Ritter, and Ryan Howard's all in pits right now. But yeah, Daniel Falkenham, one of the guys out here, really won the road race ringers, so to speak, here in the Sim500.
Yeah, it looks like he's got it pretty down pat as he's coming through the cool camera.
I know that's a good shot.
I like that one a lot. That one might be my favorite.
It is. We're going to Canada right here in the Canada corner. Trying to learn the corners like you was telling me before in Thunder Valley. A few S's right there. It just looks so smooth going through there. And then
he
turn 14, the last turn. What's that?
Pitted yet either, right?
He has not pitted, so he looks good on some old tires. Well, psyche of the driver too. Yeah, it's such a long lap here. It's like 2 minutes 20 seconds, 2 minutes 10 seconds. It's over 2 minute lap, which is way different than what a lot of NASCAR drivers are used to. They're used to 40 second, 30 second, 50-second lap times. Actually, 50 seconds would be in the realm of Talladega, Daytona. Most of their lap times are going to be, 30, 40-second lap times around a track. So that's fast to them. But here, 2.5 minutes almost it takes to get around here. Well, that's a different psyche for a driver. You got to keep that mental aspect up throughout the whole entire run.
And I think that, woo,
Wrong way on the track there, Jimmy.
there's no beach by that sand.
No, there's not. The motor won't be happy after that one.
But talking about how, oh rats, I just lost it. I literally just lost my whole train of thought. It'll come back to me. Don't worry.
Talk about the psyche of the driver is what we were talking about.
Oh yeah, so bringing that in, I could definitely see how that affects people, and they're like, "Oh, this is never ending." Like, just imagine like a NASCAR race around the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
That would be.
I don't know if anybody be left after that one. I mean, that track, the nickname of it is Green Hell. That's what they actually call the track. It's probably one of the most technical tracks that there is in the world. It's really designed as a test track, and Joey Katina just, boom, not the night he wants to watch the replay right there. Punched the wall again. Ouch. He's probably like, is this race over with yet? But yeah, the Nürburgring. Now, I could probably see them doing the Nürburgring sprint circuit part right there. But the full Nürburgring, I really feel like, I'm not saying that this car couldn't go around it, because they do run, road cars around those tracks. But would they want to?
I don't think it'd be a good PR stunt. Maybe exposure.
It would be good exposure, yeah. Marketing wise, TV wise, probably. I don't think the drivers would be too happy with it. But then again, you're talking about them going over to Germany. I think that's where that track is.
I think that's where it is too.
Yep, Germany style track. Nürburgring, yeah, Germany. Nürburgring. And it takes me back to like I said, a lot of road races there are in the States here in the U.S. There are a few American-style road tracks. Road Atlanta, obviously here Road America, and then Daytona's road course, Indianapolis road course, Charlotte road course. The Roval really, I don't think features any other ones besides NASCAR, so really not going to be market in there. But there's another one in Virginia. Virginia Motorsport Park, I believe it is, that road course there, and obviously Watkins Glen, Sonoma, to name a few. But out of all those, and there might be a couple more, but out of all those, the ones in the States, not many of them run actual sanctioned style road races. And when I say that, I mean like IMSA or Block Pain, which is the two top road course series. There's many other series. I mean, some of you like NASCAR, Indy, and then you've heard of like NHRA, but you also know IHRA, and so there's many different series out there. But the top series is obviously NHRA. NASCAR would be the top series, just like here at the Xfinity. That's not the top series, but it is a series. But again, IMSA and Block Pain are your two main series that run GT3 LMP style cars, and I don't really think there's a lot of them. Now, when I say that though, IndyCar comes to mind. They're the ones that run a lot of the stateside road courses, like these here. But I don't know if Indy runs at this track, do they anymore? Do they?
I'll take a quick peek, but one that came to mind for me when you were talking about those was Coda.
Yeah, Coda. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. There's probably a couple other ones that I have missed and whatnot that are obviously here in the States. And, we do have a good, but when you think of road racing, people start thinking of Spa, Sebring, Bathurst. They bring those names into it. Norbert. They bring it, and every one of those tracks, obviously, we know are across these tracks, out of the state tracks. Very, very famous style tracks. And Long Beach. Now, Long Beach is actually here, isn't it? Yeah. But Monaco, that's another one that's out. They're huge. So a lot of great road courses out there that are out of the States, and there's a few here in the States, but yet they don't get raced on by some of the other top series like they used to. They used to all get raced on, but a lot of breaking up over the years for some reason.
So, looking at how, talking about this track too, Indy does race here.
Oh, I thought, yeah.
The Cup Series actually is racing here this year.
Well, they're racing at Coda too, I think, next year, aren't they? Or this year? It's next year or this year?
And
okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Coda. So that's a new one. And that will be interesting there. Alex, I didn't want to get off you. So we're talking about, but that'll be interesting when the Cup cars go to Coda. That's kind of a technical style track too. So that'll be interesting there. So.
Yeah, when I was just scrolling through it, looking at the overhead, I was like, "Oh, geez, here we go." Looking at how these guys can go around them, because yeah, Coda definitely looks like a doozy.
It is. It will. Yeah. So we got an IndyCar that runs here. I know. Obviously, the Xfinity Series has run here several times, and they'll keep running here. And you said the Cup car's coming here.
Yes, sir. They did once in 1956.
Oh, okay.
And then they stopped, I guess. And then they're coming back this year.
And there's been an influx of road racing, and obviously it's a marketing thing by NASCAR for it. You really got to enjoy it. Some people do. I'll be honest with you. I think I'd rather see an influx of a bunch of short tracks than I had a bunch of road races. Because here's what happens with a lot of these, is what's happening right now. Even if you put 40-some cars on the field, they're going to get spread out on a road course. You're never going to keep them together. You put 40-some cars at Martinsville, Bristol, they're never getting spread out, period. Okay? There's always going to be somebody there. And
action-packed.
Yeah, action-packed. So there's always going to be something. But again, some people really enjoy the road racing aspect, and I feel like if NASCAR is going to keep going this route, that, and I feel like they are, because if you've just been living under a rock or just haven't been paying attention to what's going on in NASCAR, the new car's coming out, and obviously that new car is built more for road racing. I will say it is built like a GT3 car. The tech and all that they have put in it, and the way the chassis is and built, it is built for road racing. So to me, the days of true on stock car are going to be passing on by. You're going to be more. It's going to be more of NASCAR road car, and so forth. So we'll have to see how the future holds. But right now, Daniel Falkenham, he's got this thing locked down. He's got 29-second lead out front.
Yeah, that is, we'll just say he's one of the, what's a word I'll say, connoisseurs of the road courses, looking at it. I mean, those guys behind him, Tommy Ryan, ain't doing too bad either. He's pretty much a top 5-ish, maybe top. I don't know.
Yeah, Tommy's doing really well. Mike Kelly's actually moved up there into third. He's had it up and down. And then E.J. O'Rourke, even though he's had a race that's, he's had a few ups and downs here. And Tommy just went off the track. Let's go back up here and see. Sometimes when it says off track, just means it kind of just got 2 wheels off the track. We'll see what happens. But EJ's bounced back pretty good. Iron fourth still running. We're watching this replay here, and you can see this is the long straightaway. I got a feeling maybe just overbroke turn 1 here and got off there. Yeah, he looks like he's carrying a lot. Yeah, he was carrying a lot of speed. A lot of speed. So more than just 2 tires off the track. And that right there, the lead that he had in front of Mike Kelly, tell you, diminished. Because it's only like 4 seconds now. And it can happen just in 1 turn.
Yeah, he was sitting pretty good, and that's what we were talking about, where sometimes these mistakes can come back to bite you.
I know the difference between turn 1 and turn 6. Yeah, we were just going over that, Corey. We were actually just going over what the different turns are. Alex up here, give a heads up. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that, I do not know the complete layout of this track. I mean, I'll admit to that, sit me on pretty much all the oval tracks, and I know them very well, but, road course tracks, no. They have unique names, but I've learned a lot. What we were talking about, like, that's a high speed turn right there. But we're coming up on here's, the Canadian turn here, right here.
Yep, the Canadian corner
turn,
coming up.
Canadian corner right here, and then after that we got Thunder Valley, and then turn 14, which is just turn 14, the last turn.
So the big difference, I'll say, between he said turn 1 and 6, right?
Yeah.
Well, turn 1 turns right, turn 6 turns left.
There we go. And turn 1 is turn 1. There's no name for it. Right here's turn 14. And then we go down the Road America straightaway. Long straightaway, that is. And then into turn 1, like we was talking about. And then turn 2 is basically turn 2. Turn 3 is basically turn 3. And I think turn 4 is just basically turn 4, ain't it? We'll have to see if there's a name for turn 6.
I don't believe there is one.
That's what I'm saying. So there's turn 1.
Ooh, no name.
No name.
Technically, that's turn 2, also no name.
Turn 2.
Turn 3,
Turn
no
3.
name.
And he's going to come up on turn 4 here in a few.
Yeah, turn 4 here is very slight right. And the little part coming in that downhill, they call this the moraine sweep.
Okay, the moraine sweep. Now here's turn, I lost track. I think it's turn 5 right here. So up the hill is the turn you're talking about, 6. Now I call it kind of like might as well call it, like a fitting name for this one would be like Dead Man's Turn, because it's kind of a blind turn. You really don't see it in the car right there. So there you go. There's your 6 turns, Corey, for you. I enjoy the road racing. I really do. I enjoy, what it takes to get around this place. What the technicality that it does. And Daniel Falkenham right now is a man who has a 44-second lead over Tommy Ryan. He almost has a half-second lead over him.
And talking about the technicality too, Joe, I always thought that because this is kind of just me, anybody, obviously not anybody, but you can teach people to drive around an oval track and they're going to progress very effectively. I think this and the amount of concentration and finesse it takes is a little bit harder to teach people. And I feel like it makes better driving.
It does.
And that's just me personally, though. I mean, but I think that these tracks really are just a really good test of how good the driver is in general.
It is. I mean, because you definitely have to drive the car. And, you're talking about when you're coming up through the ranks of, if you want to take a career of road racing, or excuse me, a career of racing, that is, being a race car driver, whatever discipline you want to go into, most of the time, if you're looking to get into something and, whoa, hang on to it there, Jimmy. You tried? Yeah, just load up just a little bit. But most of the time, you're going to start off in the karting. And karting definitely is road racing. So a lot of drivers that are in NASCAR definitely started that route. Now, eventually some went dirt-wise and then came into the NASCAR. But a lot of them came from road racing. I mean, obviously, we talk about Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon coming. They did their share of dirt racing, but they also did a lot of IndyCar, and that's what they're most known for. Tony Stewart too. So, open wheel style stuff, which again is, yes, they do oval in Indy, but they also do road courses there. So a lot of those guys have a lot of ties when it comes to road racing, and like what you just said, it does bring out the greatness of the driver here. And even on the sim, we got some great drivers. I like Daniel Falkenham. I know he enjoys it. Tommy Ryan, I'm not so sure. So far, he looks pretty smooth around this track. We can ride with him here. Doesn't have the speed that Daniel does, and it's really right now, it's tough to gain anything, but he's looking pretty smooth around this track here. Tommy is.
And I think that plays into him. I mean, he's separated himself, I'd say a little bit more from Mike Kelly back there, but Mike Kelly was down to about 4 seconds-ish after that little mishap right there that Tommy had a couple laps ago, but now he's got the wheels back under him, and he's running a little bit smoother, and he's opened up that gap to 5.5 seconds now over him. So, and just like looking at it, like you were saying, he's looking real smooth coming around some of these corners.
Yeah, he is. He's actually looking like what Daniel is, very smooth right now. Not really fighting the wheel any, just kind of keeping it straight. I think you mentioned it earlier. Really got to be smooth around this stuff. You're definitely going to have the car, try to step out under you. Here's this one turn, a lot of them is you're going to start braking now. And you see it, he downshifted way early. Now in a GT3 car, not as heavy as one of these cars are, a little bit more refined when it comes to road racing, you might get away with driving that thing in there a little bit, further, because the brake system and all that's a little bit, I'm going to say, lack of a better word, better than what they would be on these cars.
And seeing how that can play into effect here, as Apollo's over here squeaking the absolute crap out of his toy. He never ceases to make his presence known.
That's all right, mascot.
Yeah, we'll call him we can call him at least my mascot. Because I know I don't want to steal the thunder from your dogs.
Well, they're quiet, they sleep.
Well, he's a puppy. He's 4 months old yesterday, so. And he's just literally just looking at me.
He's cheering on Daniel there. That's what it is. He's cheering on his favorite driver out here, and Daniel's looking good so far. Mike Kelly, though, another one, has had a up and down race. As we should be getting to about here to the end. What have we got? 5 minutes left. Well, that really 5 minutes. Actually, you're only talking, about 2.5 laps?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe
2 laps.
Yeah, maybe. If that. Could be, I don't know.
So we're getting down here to and EJ, now EJ right there, I don't know what he was doing at turn 14, but he actually can see Mike Kelly up there, and you know, in an oval, you'd be like, man, that's a huge difference. Actually, all three of those cars, that's a huge difference. Man, here, that's just one little slip in the turn, and EJ's gaining on Mike, so this might be a good battle here coming to the white flag here pretty soon. For third place, can EJ O'Rourke run down Mike Kelly here and get around him?
Yeah, good time for some action coming here at the end, because it's been a very spread out race.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it looks like right now, well, he is way faster than Mike is. So one little slip up from Mike in a turn, EJ's going to be there.
Well, yeah, he's right here. They're rolling bumper to bumper. This is a perfect timing for some good racing here at the end of this race, waiting for that podium finish.
It is. Daniel Faulkner has a huge lead unless he just blows up or something like that. He's pretty much going to bring it home. Tommy Ryan's got a pretty good lead in second. This is a battle for third here, folks. EJ has run down Mike. And you see Mike's fighting with that car, and that's what EJ needs. He's got the outside, not the preferred line in this turn here, but he's going to be able to just he just outdrove him and got the third. Way to go, EJ there.
He's getting her done at the right time.
Absolutely.
And like you're saying, Daniels, he could probably just keep doing what he's doing, because he is way too far ahead. As Apollo's like, yeah, Daniel, yeah, squeak, 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 squeak.
Well, Daniel's doing good. He's out front. Got a 51-second lead right now for Tommy Ryan, who is sitting there and home in second. EJ, who just took over third place over Mike Kelly. Mike's right there in fourth. Ryan Howard coming out of the turn, sliding that thing a little bit. Fifth place. Robin Gillenwater holding on to sixth, doing pretty good there with Doey Woods up to seventh. Glenn Campbell hanging on to eighth. We got Steve Ritter back here in the ninth place spot. Scott Simley, he's holding down the 10th place. Joseph Burgess. And 11th, Jimmy Coleman, unfortunately on pit road. Brian Wortman out there, though. He's still digging. Joey Katina, he's pretty much said, forget it, I'm done. So 13 machines out here right now running.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, woo-wee! Mike's getting a little squirrely back there. It's pretty much getting close to white flag time, like you were saying, about that 2-minute-ish mark.
Good run so far here. Oh, EJ locked him up a little bit now. You don't want to do that. You give Mike Kelly that position right back. As time's winding down, this should be. We should be almost into the white flag here.
And looking at how, so I cannot get over this dog with his toy, but yeah, here you put it on Daniel. He's like, oh, now I got to pay attention because that's my guy.
Yeah,
but that's Apollo's. Hey, that's my dog's name. He
this should be the last lap, by the way, for Daniel. He crossed that line. When he comes back around, should be done. It doesn't throw like a white flag. That's what throws you off on the time stuff.
Yeah, it just kind of ends.
It kind of just ends, yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. It just kind of ends. It says checkered flag when we pass the line. It's end. But we know once this pretty much his last lap because it's in a minute time frame right there. So
this here comes. I could see how this turn one could spell some trouble too. Because
19 seconds, yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's downhill too at the end, and I didn't bring it up this whole time until 14 seconds to go.
Yeah.
in that in
It's
that
all right.
hour. But I can see how it could spell some trouble. I mean, it's not as hard of a turn, but she's coming downhill as clock ticks to 0.
And this will be the final time. I mean, so all Daniel's got to do is hang on, come out a few more turns here as he heads off into the Canadian turn. He'll head off into Thunder Valley and then turn 14, the last one there, and claim victory here.
Ooh,
Good one.
Here we go. Thunder Valley it is.
That's right.
The Bill Mitchell Bend is what that little piece is called.
Okay.
Then turn no name 14.
Last turn, last final time for him. Daniel Falkenham is, he just says, all right, I'm going to make it look good. There he goes. He comes out of it. Spinning tires, the checker flag flies. Daniel Falkenham's going to win here tonight at Road America. Dominating fashion, too. Tommy Ryan, he's behind about, wow, way behind.
Yeah, he ain't even to Canada yet. But that just goes to show the lead that Daniel had. That is astronomical. I almost said astronomical. Astronomical is the word. As my tongue got the best of me again.
Mine does.
Here we go, Tommy Ryan coming up. Turn no name 14. Bring her
Last
up.
turn, final time for him. Tommy gonna end it up here in second place here. Good run for him. EJ's coming down a long stretch himself. He's going to home in third. What a good run here for all these guys here tonight. Good finish.
I was going to say, too, that was a pretty close for fourth. Looks like Ryan Howard got it done. Whoop, got a little...
EJ's like, I'm done. This dude, this place done got the best. Well, let's see if we can't bring up a couple of these guys and get a word with them. All right, let's bring up third place man, EJ. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, EJ, it's Alex over the booth. You got me?
Hey, Alex, how we doing?
Dude, I'm doing good. How you doing after that race?
And I'm pretty wore out. That was a tough one. Luckily, with Gary Mercer Trucking, Personal Comfort, Pappas Hardware, Chevrolet, we were able to secure enough funding to run this race and finish top 3. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So talking about getting that top 3, did you think you were going to get that third place spot coming up here? And as the time was winding down, we saw some action coming up there with Mike Kelly right there. Thought, this would be a good way to end the race with some good battling going on. So what are you thinking coming in with that?
Yeah, Mike and I, we always run each other clean and hard. And, usually when we wreck, it's usually my fault. So, I owe Mike a couple inches. But, he pitted a couple laps earlier than I did. So, I ran him down, and I felt like if I was smooth enough, I could pass him. So I really wanted this top 3 so I could get an interview because it's been about 5 years. So it's nice just to talk to you guys.
Well, you did get that top 3. You secured it, and here you are with us. So this is a curiosity question kind of coming from me. Which one of these turns you think is the trickiest for you personally?
Oh, man. I don't really like this racetrack, to be honest with you. They're all kind of tricky. Turn 1 was the toughest one, probably for me. I ran out there twice, just carrying so much speed down in there, and on no tires, the thing just doesn't want to slow down. So I'd say probably turn 1.
Alrighty, well, I wonder what other insight we'll get for trickiest turns. So I know there's quite a few here that are some problem causers, but anybody you want to give a shout out to, thank for this top 3 finish here at Road America?
I want to thank you guys at OSRN. I appreciate you and Joe White for doing this every week for us. It's pretty cool to go back and actually see myself on the broadcast instead of getting lapped like I normally do. So I like road course racing. I won Daytona last year, so pretty happy to run tonight. Gary Mercer Trucking, Papa's Hardware, Personal Comfort, Chevrolet, everyone at Sim500 for putting this on. I know road course is usually tough for us on car counts, but we had 20 tonight, so I guess not too bad.
Awesome, man. Well, definitely nice having you up here with us. Saw some nice racing going on. A little hiccups getting her out there a little bit, but that's road course racing for you sometimes. So congratulations on your third place win, man. Glad to have you up here with us.
Appreciate it, Alex. Thank you, guys.
As always, EJ right there, man. Like listening to him talk. He's a good one. He's a good laugh of what he does. But hey, came out of here with a good solid third place. Well, this man here, Tommy Ryan, let's get a word with him with a good second place.
Hey, Tommy, it's Alex up at the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, how you doing after that race?
I was just trying to be as patient as I could and try not to piss off the tires.
And you think you did that?
Yeah. I mean, I had one pretty good off. I was just daydreaming and just honestly just missed my breaking point. And, I realized it in enough time to salvage the car and not lose any spots. So I got out there and got my head back down and got back in it. But yeah, it was a good race. Daniel I accused him of just having a different class of car, like we're multi-class racing. But yeah, he was out there, man. I was just trying to be consistent.
And it looked like you were doing pretty well with it. We rode on with you from the in-car view, trying to see how smooth some guys were going around, and we popped up on you for a little bit of it. It looked pretty smooth, if you ask me. But curiosity question again, I asked EJ about it. Which turn here at this racetrack posed to give you the most trouble or be the most difficult, you think?
I would say there's two of them are probably equally as tough. And after you go through the carousel, there's a really fast right-hand kink. If you are not correct going through that particular corner, then you're going to lose a bunch of time and possibly just kill your entire race and destroy your car. And getting down into the following corner, which is Canada corner, it's really easy to overdrive that corner. And when you get down to the apex, it's still really slick and you slide all the way out. Other than that, I was pretty comfortable everywhere else. It was just mainly just when you think you could drive it in a little bit deeper or get to the throttle a little bit quicker, man, you can't. And then once you do, you just killed your lap time because you like I said, you've probably pissed off either the fronts or the rears at some point. So you just, try to be as consistent and don't overdrive. And that's basically my whole strategy for the race.
Well, it seems like you did pretty well with that coming in here, P2. And I mean, like you said, it looked like Daniel had a completely different type of vehicle out there tonight, but you still came in here. Good second place finish, man. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for this race here at Road America tonight?
Absolutely. Obviously, my title sponsor, Northern Tool and Equipment, and the snapmobile.shop.com. Sorry, I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, those guys and my teammates. Ryan was trying to get a podium. Me and him run pretty close in this series, and obviously we're teammates, so we have a blast on in our channel, trying to work strategy and all. So great team effort. He almost got a podium there, but I think EJ squeaked him out there. But overall, good run for the Unacceptable Motorsports.
Yes, sir. It definitely was. And, well, congratulations on your second place win. Always good to have you up here with us. Look forward to next week, man.
Yep. Hope to be in the booth again, man. Try to get me another podium.
There you go, Tommy Ryan coming home in second place here, doing what he needs to do. Like I said, just try not to mess up those tires, because that's one thing you got to keep in mind for on here. Daniel Falkenham, join the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, we got you.
Well, you dominated this place. I was telling Alex, I said, I think you've run road races in the past, and is it safe to say that you're pretty comfortable out front?
Absolutely. I love road course racing. I don't know what it is with me of any type of road racing. I love watching F1, love watching IndyCar, and I love doing some of that stuff on the sim, and plus doing 24-hour events as well. So I just road racing is one of my very strong suits, and I've come to grow even better the last few years, and hopefully we're only getting better from here. So it was definitely a fun race tonight. Car really, not gonna lie, the car really wasn't that fun to drive. Honestly, it shattered the rear tires a lot. It plowed. It was tight. It was tight in some corners. The front end just felt like it was not in the track when, I don't know. It was definitely a messy setup to drive, but for whatever reason, we were able to figure it out for whatever reason. So I'll definitely take that. That's for sure. I can't believe we managed to dominate like we did.
Oh, no doubt, you dominated. And like you said, which I've said many times, NASCAR cars are just like big blocks with tires when they go around road courses. They're not built like what a real road course car, like some of the other ones you mentioned there before, because I enjoy road racing myself. But man, you showed how it was done here tonight at Road America. Tough little track. Now, Alex asked earlier, one of the drivers, what corner out here you thought was the most trickiest?
I'd say, Road America, it's a very big challenge because it's just, with it being such a long course, it's very easy to make mistakes at any corner. I felt like it was really hard to get down to under the brakes. I think it's turn 5. I don't know how the corners are numbered here. I believe it's
the downhill style turn.
Yeah, down the back straightaway, down into turn number 5. Just you're hard on the brakes, and you're trying not to lock up the front. You're trying not to wheel hop. It's really hard to get your braking down precisely. I felt like my braking, I really wasn't that great at getting on the binders down there at the start of the race, but as I had to make some driver improvements, and I think we definitely got better as the race went on at getting under the brakes without really slipping a tire. And so that was, I think, was really the overall hardest corner to really nail down tonight. It was really easy to make a mistake down here, like I said, locking up or sliding a rear tire. And then even the next few sequence of corners, turn 6, turn 7, turn 8, all those 3 sequence of corners, they're really a challenge in itself, because the front end just doesn't seem to want to stick when you turn into the corner. It just feels like the front end is not even in the track whatsoever. It feels like it's right on top of it. So, but I think that sequence of corners from turn 5 all the way down to turn 8 was probably the trickiest tonight. And thankfully, everything else wasn't a problem to me. Thankfully, we were just able to keep the car on the racetrack. So that's what really mattered at the end.
Oh, absolutely. You definitely dominated. And like I say, there's other people had trouble, like you said, in turn 5 all night long, but you managed to persevere, dominate here tonight at Road America. You got anybody you want to thank for the win?
Absolutely. Got to thank First Rate Base Ops 207 for all they do, for all their support. Also got to thank Rage Cajun for painting up this car for me. Also got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Probably was a fun, good old show to watch. Got to thank all the admins at Sim500 to put on the show, Joey and everyone who runs the show. I got to thank Ford Entertainment Group for sponsoring the series, and thanks to everyone who comes out and races each and every week. And thanks to everyone who watched the race tonight as well.
Oh, no doubt. And like you said, it was an exciting one to watch. I mean, actually, Alex was able to give a lot of insight on the track, the place, the turns, the drivers out there. So we got to talk about a lot of diverse style things here tonight. But man, you dominated again. Congratulations on that win.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
All right, there we go. Daniel Falkenham putting a dominating performance here tonight at Road America. And he looked good doing it. With Alex, we're going to leave Road America. What a race it was out here tonight.
Yeah, it was, man. And like you said, Daniel coming in here dominating fashion. Seems like this man can't be stopped here in the Sim500. He's contending all the time, and he showed how good of a driver he is again here this evening. So, I mean, it was an exciting race, man. Definitely throw some variety is a word. Variety into it a little bit. And then with the time, too, I had a blast, man.
Absolutely. I tell you what, folks, hope you enjoyed it. That's we're going to leave here. Road America, Daniel Falkenham, put it in victory lane for myself and everyone at Sim500. Everyone have a good night.